Hey friends and neighbors, we're going to do a deep dive on how to play and sing old folk song called Little Sadie. It's got a million different titles. We'll talk about that. First thing I'll do is I'll give you some history on the song. So really not a lot of documentation on it before the 20s. I think the earliest reference that we have is I forget the name of the guy, but there was a folklorist in 1922. He's going through, I believe, Joplin, Missouri, and collecting Ozark folk songs and stuff. And he writes down, he doesn't record anything, but he writes down a fragment of a verse that's clearly a predecessor to Little Sadie. It's the opening verse. And it's very similar to the popular version that we've all heard from Clarence Ashley, which was recorded in 1929, and I believe not released until 1930. So that's the one we all know that Doc Watson played, and lots of people have covered, like including myself here. In 1929, there was another recording called Bad Lee Brown, and that was by a guy named John Dilshaw. It's very different melody, but very similar lyrics, so it's the same song. And then lots of people have done it. Like I said, I mean, Woody Guthrie did a version of it. I believe he even called it Bad Lee Brown. And of course, what's his name? Johnny Cash. Of course, Johnny Cash did it. Yeah, I tried to research this, and I looked up, there's two towns that are mentioned in most versions of the song. You'll hear people mention Jericho and then Thomasville. And if you piece it together, it sounds like the murder was committed in Thomasville, and then the protagonist, he runs away to Jericho, where he gets caught and gets taken back to Thomasville. And I first thought he was saying, I've heard some people back in the day sing it, they overtook me in Jellicoe. And Jellicoe is a town in Tennessee. But if you listen to Doc Watson, he's pretty clearly saying Jericho, and I believe Clarence Ashley as well. So if you look at on the map in Missouri, there is a Jericho Springs, Missouri, and there's a Thomasville, Missouri, but they're very far away, and it would take you, if you just nonstop walking, it would take you about 60 hours of walking to get from Thomasville to Jericho Springs, Missouri. Now, however, if you look on a map of North Carolina in the Piedmont area around Greensboro, which is where Doc Watson was kind of from, he was from Wilkesboro area. But if you look in North Carolina, there's also a Jericho and a Thomasville, and they're much closer. It's only like 50 miles away. It would just take somebody a couple of days to walk from one town to the other. And in the song, he says he runs away, presumably on foot. Okay, my golly, I gotta give you my tuning. F, C, F, A sharp, C. All right. Went out one night to make my rounds. I met little Sadie and I shot her down. I went back home, I got in my bed. 44 smoke was under my head. Woke up morning at 9:30. The hacks and the buggies all standing in line. Gents and the gamblers walking around, taking little Sadie to the burying ground. I began to think what a deed I'd done. I grabbed my gun and away I run. Made a good run, but I run too slow. They overtook me in Jericho. dressed me in black, put me on a train and hauled me back. They locked me up in the Thomasville jail. I had no money for to go my bail. Judge and the jury took the stand. Judge had the papers in his right hand. 41 days, 41 nights, 41 years to wear the ball and stripes. That's how we do it at a slow pace. I also should mention at least in Tom Ashley's version, he clearly says he put a 44 smokeless under his head. I mean, you gun guys will correct me if I'm wrong. But I do believe 44 smokeless, that's a Smith & Wesson 44 special. And 44 special was, I believe, the first smokeless cartridge that was ever successful, commercially viable in a 44 caliber form. So that would date it, and I do believe 44 special, which is people called it 44 smokeless because it was not, like I said, it was not black powder. When you shot it, it didn't just billow smoke everywhere. I believe that was first come out in 1907. So if old boy shot Sadie, let's say he shot her in 1907 at the earliest, if we go by that verse. That means he had a brand new pistol in 1907. Shit. So it's not likely that the song dates to as early as 1907. The earliest reference we have is 1922 in Missouri, but it seems to have been popular in the 20s in North Carolina, and Tom Ashley was from East Tennessee. So can't really date the song to before 1920. Okay, let's try to do it at a fast pace. I went out making my rounds. I met little Sadie and I blowed her down. I went back home and I got in my bed, 44 smokeless under my head. Woke up in the morning about 9:30. The hacks and the buggies standing in line. Gents and the gamblers walking all around, taking little Sadie to the burying ground. I began to think what a deed I'd done. I grabbed my gun and away I run. I made a good run, but I run too slow. They overtook me in Jericho. Took me downtown, dressed me in black, put me on the train and hauled me back. Locked me up in the Thomasville jail. I had no money for to go my bail. The judge and the jury took the stand. Judge had the papers in his right hand. 41 days, 41 nights, 41 years to wear the ball and the stripe. That's some good stuff. I'm smoking Count Pulaski from down there in Savannah, Georgia, in this old-timey meerschaum pipe. tastes really good when you don't smoke it every damn day. It's nice. I haven't smoked in about a week and it tastes really good. What do you think, Bippy? A beautiful damn day. Well, okay, my friends. I sure appreciate you tuning in. If you like that, I hope you'll give the video a thumbs up. I hope you'll subscribe to the YouTube channel. I really hope you'll share this video with somebody who is interested in learning how to play Little Sadie on the 5-string banjo. If you want to take a deep dive into this type of material and learn everything that I know about the banjo, you can enroll in the online course that I offer. That's at banjoheritage.com. If you want to join us on the Patreon group, that's a monthly subscription. You get all the tabs. You get the tab for this. You get access to our top secret members only forums, and you get direct access to me. And it's a good, cheap way to support Banjo Heritage every month. You can find us at patreon.com/Clifton Hicks. If you want t-shirts, stickers, coffee mugs, hoodies, stuff like that, that's our merchandise website. You can find that at banjoheritage.org. And if you look for me around the Southeast, you might see me at a Civil War reenactment, or a Revolutionary War reenactment, or French and Indian War reenactment. You might see me at the Haygood Mill Banjo Extravaganza. I believe that's coming up in July 2026. You may see me at Bateau and Banjos over at James River State Park. That's being put on by Barrow Weary up there in Virginia. That's coming up next month in June. I'm pretty sure you'll see me at the Battle of Franklin Civil War reenactment, which oddly enough is going to be in Lafayette, Georgia. Well, anyhow, that about sums up what I'm doing. Okay, friends and neighbors, thank you for looking.